Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dynasty 3890 here, and I am back with some MLB 17 The Show videos. But today is not Diamond Dynasty, today is franchise. So what we are doing is a franchise rebuild. Now, this is a different franchise than you may see from others. I basically take a team that we determine that it's not really good Major League-wise, doesn't have a good farm system, and doesn't have like the most funds in the game. Last year we did the Oakland Athletics, so I did a Twitter poll out a couple weeks ago, actually. It's been a while. I do apologize. I should have came up with a series earlier. And it seemed like what people wanted was the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now, you may be thinking, well, they have the best player in baseball. How can they be on this? Well, they do have the best player in baseball, but their farm system is very weak. And other than Mike Trout, they don't really have a lot of great players or good players. Now, they do have a lot of money. That's one thing that will make it a little easier for us, is that they do have a good budget. I mean, when we've done it in the past, like I have a Twitch one where we're using the Twins. Look at the budget, $134 million to $200 million team budget. So I can spend money. Last year I did the Oakland A's. I was $109 million. It's basically doubled. So we're going to be using the Angels, guys. It's what you wanted. Now, if you're wondering how we're going to be doing it and what are some of the settings, basically, we're not going to be playing most of the games until we get maybe to the playoffs. This is basically a simulation. Can we build a team? Can we build a dynasty? That's our goal. Now, we do have a really interesting situation because we do have Mike Trout, who is young. However, there is so much you can get for him that doesn't make sense to keep him. Maybe like if we get an offer like just the Godfather offer that someone gives us, just an offer we can't refuse, do we take it? And this is a series that is very, very, very determined by you guys. I always end every episode with a question for you guys, and we're going to start the next episode with answering that question. Kind of like, well, we have multiple trades here. Which one do you guys want to pick? Whichever one you guys want to pick the most, we'll go ahead and do that trade. Even though, I mean, if it's a tie or really, really, really close, I'll take the last call. But other than that, it's going to be something that you guys help do it. So please, guys, if you do want to be part of this, all you got to do is comment down below and make sure you watch the videos. Stay to the end. Like I said, because these do have some important stuff at the very end. So we're going to do all this stuff. Now, we are going to turn off injuries because I just feel like injuries are the most annoying thing in this because they'll make no sense. Like, someone will get out of work for just, I mean, not out of work, or out of like playing baseball for like way too long, I feel like. I just don't like it, and it just becomes more of a hassle than anything else. So we're going to start this off. We'll start on spring training, I guess. It is auto-saving, so we'll let that go. Now, we do have money. Like, in prior years when I've done this, we haven't had a lot of money. We would just put that money towards scouts. We still want to have great scouting. The way we're going to be building this is through the draft. We're going to draft well. Now, first off, we're going to need we want to make sure we get the most bang for our buck, so we're going to actually get some sponsors. Now, I have some of these gold sponsors, so let's do $2,500 per hit. That seems pretty good. Let's get something per game. $25,000 per game. Let's see, is that the best? Yeah, that way we know we're getting that every single game, no matter what. And I guess we'll do $3,500 per run. I like that. So there we go. We got some sponsors. Now let's make sure that we have our scouts. Oh, we're in spring training, so we can't do that. Well, I know there are some free agents. It's a little. I believe it's in this roster. Now, if you're wondering what roster we're using that has all the real prospects in it, we're using Operation Sports roster. If you're wondering which one it is, it's Operation Sports Full Minors, or OSFM. Search it in the rosters. They have a couple versions of it. You can pick any of them. They're the ones that have the most downloaded, the highest percentage. It's incredible what they do, guys. I'll actually have a link to the guy who makes them. His Twitter will be in the description below, so you can follow him. His name's Ryden. He does them all. He'll tweet out whenever there's an update, or if he notices a problem, he will let you guys know. Guy does amazing work. He came out with it so quick this year. Let's go look at some free agents because I believe... okay, it's not in this one. I already took him out. There was a Japanese player who's... Oh, is this him? Is this the guy? Actually, this might be him. Shiori Otani, I believe. He's the guy who can like hit. Yeah, he can hit and pitch in Japan. You know what? He's a B potential 22-year-old. We're going to sign him to a... roster's full. We're going to cut someone. Andrew Bailey, former Red Sox, great. We're going to cut you, and there we go. We got Otari on our team. Now, I want to just make sure that we have the settings all taken care of. Let's see. We want mode, no generic, injuries off, ejections are fine. But yeah, like I said, it's something very interesting. Like, what do you guys think we should do with Trout? Like, he is, if you want to look at our roster, we'll go over the roster real quick and kind of tell you what we're going to want to do. So we have Mike Trout. He's 25. Look at that. Now, since we're a bigger, I mean, his contract's getting pretty up there. He's going to make $28.7 million this year, up to 30 year 2, 31, 33. He's going to be costing a lot of money, but we're not the smallest market. We're not the A's where, like, I probably couldn't keep that. So I think we can keep him. The question is, by the time we're good in like 2 or 3 years, I mean, he'll still be 27, 20, but maybe we can get like a Kings Rams from, I don't know. Other than that, like, it's 88 overall. It's Garrett Richards, who I think is, how many years till he has, how many years experience does he have? 4.1. So he has 2 more years till he's a free agent. So I don't think we need to trade him this year. Shoemaker, I mean, he has only 2 years of MLB experience. If you're wondering why that matters, once they get to 6 years, they become a free agent. So we might just let them walk. They're gonna cost a lot more. They may also require, or we may just trade them, or may even just let them go and get compensation as a draft pick. We're gonna call up Heaney. He must be injured in real life. So we're gonna call him to the MLB squad. And then there's our bullpen, not that great. Closer, was it Bedrosian? I think that's it. I'm awful with names. I apologize to Cam and his family. Catchers, we don't have much here. And you can see, prospects, there's no B's or... we should look at starting pitching prospects. I mean, we got Benuelos is 26, not really much of a prospect. There's Otani that we just picked up. Alex Myers, 27. They don't have a farm system. Grayson Long's 22, 15 overall B potential. I mean, I don't think they have an A. First baseman Pujols, 37 years old, 87 overall, 27 million salary. However, I don't think he may retire soon, which will be good because it'll save us some money. Other than that, I mean, Matt Thayus is 21 with a B potential. He has some potential. He's got a good bat. Not much fielding there. Second baseman, we have no prospects here. We're using Espinoza. Third base, no prospects here. Like, C potentials aren't going to be major leaguers, or if they are, they're like borderline. They're like fringe guys. Shortstop, all C's. Left field, C's and D's. It's like my grades in college. Center fields, we got a couple here. We got Brandon Marsh, who's 19, and Jamani Jones, who is 19 as well. So there's a little bit there. And like I said, there's Trout. And in right field, there's nothing. This farm system is barren. This is why it's so interesting to do this team. So let's get into the regular season. We're going to sim spring training, advance to the regular season. And then what that will do is we can now, I believe, get hire our scouts. Actually, I think we could have before. Whatever. We are going to hire our scouts now. So we want one of each. We want an international, we want a west, we want an east, and we want a central. And we want the best that we can get. So international right here, 2.39. Welcome to the staff. Central, it's at 1.9. And that's a little better, so we will hire the new guy. East is at 3.1 and West at 2.7. That's better than anything that's available out. So we got the best scouts that we can afford. We'll check every year, and if there's a better one, we can do. Now let's update our trading block. Now, I'm not going to put Trout on it. I don't think it's worth it right now. We'll put Richards. We'll put Pujols. We'll put Cole Calhoun. We'll put Andrelton Simmons. We'll put Shoemaker, Cameron Maidman. These guys aren't going to be like, I mean, maybe Richards, but I kind of want to see what we can get. I mean, last year he pitched really well and only limited time. The year before, very solid. I mean, he's had a very good career. He is injury prone. However, injuries are off, so that's not too important. But you know what? Let's just see. They'll put him out there. Worst case scenario, we'll see what we can get. So we do need basically every position except center field. I'll put center fielder as a need because if you can play center field, you can play left, you can play right field. If you can play shortstop, you can play second base, you can play third base. So I'll put first base instead. So that's why I look for those positions, because if you got a guy who can play defense at short, he can play short, third base or second base. If you can play center, you can, like I said, you can play left or right. If you can start, we can move you to reliever. Catcher's its own thing. And first base, even though we're ranked fourth, and that's only because of Pujols. So let's do a little bit of simming. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be simming a lot. I'm not expecting to be that good right now. I'm really not. Like, if we're good, bonus. Now this is all. Oh, there we go. Let's put Chavez and we're gonna put Andrew Heaney in there because he's a little younger. He's 25. Ricky Nolasco's what, 30 something? 34. Yeah, you can go there. Bud Norris. I mean, you can see this is not a good team. It's Trout and a bunch of guys. So let's do a little bit of simming, and we will see. Now, I believe I have scouting on manual just for the convenience of doing the series and doing more of it. Let me just make sure that is up to date. I want to make sure that, if we're paying them to do it, they're going to do a good job. I've done a few just on my own, and they've done a good job of scouting for us. I just want to make sure we have the right thing. Mode specific scouting. Automatic drafting is manual. We do that. And I think that's it. Perfect. All right. Apply changes. Let's do a little bit. And we'll do the draft at least in this video, guys, and then we'll kind of end it on a question for you guys. Hopefully we can get a good pick or two. And, I'm not sure where they're drafting in real life. I think they got to be like a top 10 pick. They were not that good. But right now we are not doing too well. We're about 500. We're doing pretty well now. We're at 14-10. If we do well first year, that's great. Indians have acquired Chris Archer for Carrasco and Cody Allen. Very interesting. With the Rays having hit team control for 3 more years at a reasonable rate, but they got 2 guys, Carrasco and Cody Allen. Interesting. But we do play in a tough division in the American League West. Might be the best division in baseball. I don't know. What do you guys think? The Seattle Mariners are on the up and up. I know in real life their offense is struggling a little bit right now. You got Texas, you got Houston, and then you got the Angels. Oakland's probably one of the worst teams in baseball, but other than that, pretty good. But we're at 8 games above 500. We're at the draft. We have the 10th overall pick. We actually may not even be rebuilding year 1. Now let's see what we got here. Now you guys did not know the ratings go from, or in drafting go from a 20 to 80 scale, 20 the lowest, 80 the highest. And accuracy, obviously the greener the bar, the higher percentage. So this guy has been pretty well drafted. Not perfect, but relatively accurate. Second baseman, 80 potential most likely. Let's see what else is out there. 80 potential. So this guy right here, very well drafted, basically known as well as you can. However, his MLB ETA, or estimated time on arrival, is 2021 plus. That's 4+ years in the future. I always call these guys projects. He's an overall 50 on that 20 to 80 scale right now. So he's kind of a project. In the first round, I don't take projects. If they're available for round 3, 4, 5, I'll look into it. But let's see if we got someone who's not. So if this guy's not, potential 75, it's not the highest, but I think that first second baseman we saw, here we go, Monty Allen. Now, he has a potential for having contact of 80 for both. Right now, present, 75 contact first right, 70 contact first left. Great contact hitter, 60 plate vision, could be 80. 60 plate discipline, could be 75. Fielding is right now is 40, which is below average. Could be a 60, which is above average. Speed 75. Stealing could be a 75 to 80. So stealing could be elite. Speed is well above average to elite. Great contact. If he can get on base, it's even bonus. He's from Pennsylvania, 19 years old. Big guy for a second baseman, 6'1", 212 pounds. But Monty Allen, I think you're going to be the pick. Welcome to the Angels. And let's see what if we have we don't have a compensatory round. Those are for when you lose free agents. All right, second round. I could take this guy we've scouted a little bit, but let's take a look at some of these guys that we've scouted a little bit less, but they're not projects, like I say, quote unquote projects. Now we got a pitcher here, Will Miller, who we've scouted about half. We got another pitcher here who's going to be MLB ETA of 2020 instead of 2018 with Miller. Garcia, good stamina. Solid hits per 9. He's not going to strike guys out, but he has really good control. So he's more of a control play to contact pitcher. Will Miller has better K per 9. Solid walk per 9, but not great as control. Not a lot of velocity, usually, but good break. So he has potential for a great break. Edgar Diaz in left field. Ooh, I'm a sucker for power. You can see power versus right could have a potential for 70. Power versus left has a potential for 80. Good speed at 70. Fielding at below average, could be above average. What else is here? Robin Oakes, but he's a project. Let's see here. Another project in Vasquez. And when a project is 22 years old and they're 4 or 5 years away from being in the majors, do the math. They're not going to be a top prospect. There's a third baseman here, Andy Carlisle, who has good power, good contact, could have elite fielding. I kind of like this pick. I always like fielding. I feel like fielding always plays well, helps their WAR. I am a guy who's sabermetric, so I do look at WAR for their stats. If you don't know what WAR is, it's wins above replacement or replacement level player. Replacement level player is basically a guy who's just above, a guy who's a barely above a AAA player. Now I could get Johnny Elder. Now he has potential 75, but he's well scouted. He's a catcher. Catchers always have value in MLB. Now he has good contact, not much power, good plate discipline and vision, and great fielding. I kind of like, you know what? He's more of a safer pick, and I kind of want to do that. I'm going to take the catcher. Hope the third baseman, I think I just saw him got picked there, is available in the third round. Let's see. Oh, the left fielder is still there. Diaz, the power guy. Let's see if that third baseman's there. Oh, there's Will Miller again. I think the third baseman's gone. Yeah, he is. I'm going to take the left fielder, though, and get a little bit of pop. Could have the potential for some big power here. 6 foot, 214, Edgar Diaz. And he's from Arizona, which is close to California, so, like, if he gets homesick, something like that. Welcome to the Angels, Edgar Diaz. All right, moving on. We're going now to round number 4. And there's still some 80s, but these are guys who haven't really been scouted much. But this is where I don't have a problem taking a project like this. Robin Oaks. It's a second baseman. I never want to say draft on... I mean, don't draft due to need. Draft best player available, because you can always trade it. But there's Walters here, who's 20. But I kind of want to take a look at this guy right here. Boykin, he's 19. Now he has potential for 80 stamina, 60 hits per 9, 60 K per 9. And I'm looking at just the potential. So the second number out of the two. 70 walks per 9, 60 control. Velocity could be 78. He already has 80 break. The guy already has great. He has a fastball slider, 2-seamer, curve, and splitter. That curve slider got to be nasty. We'll take a chance on this. Dennis Boykin, he is a project, but you know what? In the 4th round, I have no problem taking a project. Like in 4th round, if a guy turns into something, great. If not, it's the 4th round. Same in the 5th round. Let's see what's here. We got that Robin Oaks. You know what? We were looking at him earlier. He's still available. It's a shot in the dark. 5th round, though. Take your chances. And sometimes you can get... I've gotten like 99, 98, 97 potential guys in like these late rounds. It's incredible. I remember one year, I want to say it was 15. I ended up getting like a Hall of Famer in like the 7th round. Like I ended up doing enough seasons that he actually made the Hall of Fame, which is incredible. Now our scouts haven't really scouted anyone here, so these guys here, but we're going to just completely look at some of these people that we have not scouted, 80 potential, and just look at some of what they might be. Now these are the definition of shot in the darks. Now there's another left fielder. There's some starting pitchers. I kind of want to look at a guy who's available quicker rather than later. I'm going to look at this left fielder, though. Oop, not that one. Oop. Excuse me, not the left fielder, the starting pitcher. Not a reliever. We're going to look at Thomas Kaufman. Now he has stamina. He's from Washington, West Coast guy, which is good for us. We're going to take Kaufman. Welcome to the Angels. Like I said, 6th round, shot in the dark. If you hit, you hit. If you don't, it's not going to ruin your franchise. Last pick. Guy's name is Bartolo. I don't even have to talk anything about it. If your name is Bartolo, I'm biased. Welcome to the Angels, Bartolo. We're going to sim a week and then see how our draft picks did. And then I think I'll sim up to right around the trade deadline. We'll look at see how our team's doing and see what we can do. We might actually, I was calling it a rebuild, but they're playing well above what we thought they're going to do, which is, hey, not a bad thing. So here we go, draft picks and some hits and some misses. But you can see here, this isn't bad. But first off, Monty Allen, I kind of wish he was an A potential. He's a B. But however, look what he has. A, durability is great. That means he's going to play every day. He already has solid contact for his right and left. Not much power. He's a second baseman. Do you need power at second base? You don't. Granted, the guy's 6'1". He can't hit. It's like Ryan Sweeney, if you remember him. Good speed already. Fielding's 37. I hope that goes up. But you know what? Switching second baseman. And he's got a good beard and a mullet. Monty, we're going to sign you. And he's a 68 overall. He's probably like 2 years away maybe from being like, he could probably play next year realistically as a guy coming off the bench getting hits and speed. But that fielding needs to be better. Now, Edler, the catcher, unfortunately is only a C potential. He could maybe be like a backup because of the fielding. He already has 79 fielding now. Not much of an arm, not much contact, but good vision and discipline. I think that, worst case, he's a backup catcher. Edgar Diaz, another C potential. You can see he already has 64 power versus left. Some solid speed. However, I don't think he's going to really turn out to anything. But here we go. Boykin. Now, he's a guy that we took. He's a 60 overall, 89 potential. That's B, but a 90 is an A. So he's very close. He's a lefty. He's pretty... Actually, never mind. He looks short in that, but he's 6'4". He's from Illinois. Look at that 99 velocity out of a lefty. Ooh, I like that a lot. Welcome to the squad. Now, these potentials can change. They can go up and down. If they have good years in the minors, they can have a higher potential. If they have a bad year, you see what I'm going at. Robin Oaks at second baseman. As you can see, he's a project, 53 overall, but he can play second base. His main position is second base, but his secondary is second base, center, and right. That's nice to have. Has good durability, Good contact, or not good contact, but the contact, some of the best things he has. Not much fielding, not much speed, but you know what? He's a project. Kaufman, again, another project, 59 overall, another lefty. He's the guy who did not have the break. I think that was, no, was he the one who had the break, the 99 break? Maybe it was, but he only has 53 right now. Anyway, 86 potential. Look, this is what, round 4, 5, and 6. We got some good prospects there. That's what I'm talking about. Take these shots in the dark. Sometimes you're going to get a guy like who's not that good, but sometimes, you know what? Worst case scenario, these right here are better than almost any prospects we have. And then we also got Monty Allen here. So that not the best draft. I kind of wish we got an A potential, like a stud prospect, especially having a top 10 pick. Could have been worse, could have been better, but we'll take it. 4 B potentials is a solid draft. I always want to get at least 3. So we got 4. I wish we got the A. Now let's see how we're doing standings-wise. I could find it. It's different than last year, so bear with me. Oh, we are going... Let's see where it is. Here we go, standings. We are second place in the American League West. 2 games behind the Mariners. I told you the Mariners are good. Rangers, though. Jeez. Now, the wild card will probably be up there. Yet, we are leading the wild card. So, let's go to, like, the All-Star game. And then I want to ask you guys kind of where we're at that point. What is our next steps we should do? Because, I mean, if we start losing a lot, which we're kind of doing right now, we're going to be in that little bit of a bubble. Now, we don't have many prospects that if we want to go out and get a guy, we can't be like, oh, if, I don't know, a stud pitcher's on the market, if Quintana's on the market, we can't just go out and get him. Now, we can get Saltalamacchia for Cameron Maybin. Now, Maybin is hitting pretty well. That's 295, 7 dingers, 14 stolen bases, 381 on base, 432 slugging. Really good on base percentage for Salty. I'm probably going to say no on that. He's a 74 overall. Now, he does have good discipline. Solid fielding. He's only hit 234, not much power. That's a no. I'm going to have to pass on that. So let's do this last week. But, I mean, we can't sell. We're not going to be selling. Cole Calhoun for, Carlos Santana. Now, Calhoun is hitting 273 with 14 home runs, 342 on base, 475 slugging. His WAR is probably pretty solid. It's probably, about 2. Now, Brian Shaw is not a great reliever. He might be having a good year now. And then Santana, I mean, we do have Pujols, so I don't think we really need Santana. He's only hit 201. He does have 11 home runs. But I'm going to say no on that as well. But let's just go to the All-Star break. And then let's take a look at our team and see where we need upgrades. One more trade offer. Denard Span for Maybin. I don't think we're going to do that. Span's in 2. Yeah, we're going to say no on that. All right, so here we are. The Futures game is done. We are at the All-Star break. And let's take a look at where we are in the standings. We are tied for the division lead, which is pretty impressive. I